Hey everybody and welcome. Today I'm sharing a spread in my watercolor journal using mainly Neocolors. I will use some other tools as well, but my background will be made with the Neocolors. I'm staying a little bit within the color range of the right side just to maybe be cohesive. I usually do never know how I'm ending the spread, so it might not be the perfect fit for the right page, but that does not matter. But I'm inspired by the colors on the right side. What I'm doing now is applying the Neocolors directly to the paper. There is no primer or anything on that page. I'm just working on that plain watercolor paper. I think that original page is kind of a demo of working through the ugly stage, which I would say in 80% of the cases I'm going through, because there is always kind of an ugly stage during a process that you have to push through. It's not only with art journaling, it also almost always happens when I sketch. I do a lot of drawing and painting and sketching in my sketchbooks with mixed media, and there every time I think I have a stage where I think, well, not sure if it's turning out pretty. That looks quite ugly, but over time I now know that usually if you work through that and layer up on top, you always come to a point where you like it. Not always, but mainly. And I think that page is a good demo for that. I'm using water in the brush and I'm just blending the Neocolors. I maybe should have blended them with some matte medium as well, because later I want to add more over the top and I'm afraid that I've used water, and then I add another layer of Neocolors with matte medium just to make sure I get some coverage that is permanent. So I think a good tip would be, if you want a permanent background with Neocolors, just use a little bit of matte medium and maybe also water to blend them, and then they will be permanent and will not mix up with something you put over the top. And I think it's already starting that ugly page, so I think you are here because of the thumbnail you saw, and the page will turn out quite pretty, and I'm very happy in the end about the page and how it's looking. But I have to say that once I finished that background, I laid it aside to dry, and for a while I thought, well, that's not nice. I will not touch it again, just leave it as it is. But then I thought, why? Well, let's go back to that spread. Let's keep on working on it. And I was so happy with the page in the end. The Neocolors are dry and I'm adding another layer over the top, again with Neocolors. And as I thought I want to have it a bit more permanent, I here go in with matte medium to blend them, and that will cover something of the other also, of the background also, and that will then fix the Neocolors to my page. I think here I'm back to a point where I thought, well, that's not bad, but wait until I'm going forward. There will come a stage where you will think, oh, that's not very pretty. I tried, and I did, working with colors that do not make a muddy background. I think with Neocolors that is often a bit important because you can quickly get mud with them. I don't know why. Always keep a little bit in mind which colors will mix nicely, and try not to mix too many that might mix gray or brown. So yellow, blue, that will give me a green, that's just fine. As always, I have linked up the blog post in the video description so you can check out close-up images of the finished spread. I'm also linking up all the products I've been using, and you will also find the links to our shop and it might be that we are on holidays when you're watching that. I'm not sure when this is going out on YouTube because I'm preparing some videos now for the summer holidays, so I can take some weeks off work. And for now, I don't know when I will schedule this art journal page. So it might be that we are on holidays. If you want to place an order, it's no problem, but we will do no shipping during, I would say, around August the 15th, maybe depending on if you are ordering rubber stamps or only clear stamps and stencils, until the 5th of September, because rubber stamps, we are pressing them on our own. We are selling only unmounted rubber stamp sheets, and we need a bit more time for them as they are always freshly made. And clear stamps and stencils we have in stock, so we can ship them more quickly. And here you see me blending the Neocolors with the matte medium, and that fixes them on the page. You can almost, with this combination, you almost can make kind of an acrylic gouache out of them. So that's why I always recommend Neocolors for beginners, because if you don't have many materials, these are the most versatile material you can get. You can use them with some either matte medium or clear gesso to make them into paint on the page. And then you can draw over the top with them. You can use them without the medium, just with water, to get kind of a watercolory gouache effect, which can make really beautiful backgrounds. And they also layer up quite nicely over darker backgrounds. So I think they are the most versatile product for mixed media. And if you're starting out and not sure what to buy, I would always go for Neocolors. I would not recommend the Stabilo Woodies. I know many people like them. They are, for me, they are the same as the Neocolors, just with wood around and smaller and more expensive. So I would pick the Neocolors. You get a really good product, which is an artist grade product. And they come in so many different colors, and you can buy them open stock, which I love. And here it's going to happen. The ugly stage is beginning. I'm adding white gesso. I did this because everything was quite flat color-wise, and I thought I need some more highlights and maybe some more white space. And that's why I added the gesso with a palette knife. And whilst this was drying, I thought I will not touch this page again. I will never show anybody this art journal page. And then, I don't know why, I picked it up and pressed record and finished it, and I was so surprised about the result. And that proves me right that you have always to push through the ugly stage, because very often you will be positively surprised about the result, and that just gives you a good feeling about your art practice and about your creativity and about what you're doing, instead of just making backgrounds and backgrounds and then thinking about, well, that's not pretty now, and maybe that's not going to end in a good way, so just leave it as it is. You feel much better if you push through it. I let that dry, and here I decided to keep on working on it, and I'm using this dotted stamp from our Pencil Marks number 8 stamp set because it's a really nice pattern for backgrounds. And I decided to use a dark blue ink, I think it's the Midnight Blue from StazOn, to stamp that pattern. It's a bit hard to stamp it because the left side of an art journal is always a bit more bulky than the right usually, because the left pages are filled already, and then stamping is not so easy. But as this is just a background, it's not very important. It's not a focal point. It does not matter if the stamp impression is not perfect. I wanted to have more darker areas on this page, and that's why I'm coming in I think it's also a midnight blue, if I'm not wrong, or something similar from the Neocolors that I am applying to that. Oh no, I think that's the indigo. Now I remember that. It's the indigo, and I have to say that indigo is a bit going towards the purple side once you mix it with water. And I did not really like it because it's such a big difference to the blue on the right page. And I wanted it to be color-wise more like on the right side. So again, another ugly stage. I decided then I pick another blue, which goes more towards the green, and mix this in to create that blue that I have on the right. And that worked out a little bit, so the blue is changing a bit. It's not that purple anymore. And yeah, I'm very happy with that. I'm using just water now because I plan to use a stencil and then remove a little bit of the Neocolor again to bring in a kind of a light effect. I think that's quite a nice technique. The background is not 100% perfect for that technique, but it worked quite nicely. But I would recommend trying this technique over a background which has a good coverage of gesso. So you don't have the paper underneath. And then you can use this technique in a really nice way to create patterns on a background. I'm using our Sketchy Leaves number 6 stencil, and I'm removing some of that Neocolor I've just applied with a baby wipe. I let the Neocolors dry because I didn't want to lay the stencil into the wet paint, so I let that dry, but the water will reactivate them. And that's why I would say it's better to have a smoother background to remove the stencil texture to get a better impression of the stencil. I was quite happy with that because that gave me such a nice light effect. And here I'm drying it quickly before I keep on working on that spread. I picked a collage fodder that I made a while back for the 100-day project, and I thought this fits the page quite nicely. It's not 100% perfect for the right side, but I don't mind. And before I'm gluing that down, I'm going to stamp the dots again with white acrylic paint to kind of frame the focal image. There are a bunch of videos where I make these collage photo clusters, and I'm going to link that up either in the end cards or in the info box at the top right, so you can check them out. I also have a video for my YouTube members where I did some collage photo elements. What I was missing was some yellow, that bright yellow on the collage photo image, and I wanted to have some of this on the right side of the page. On the right, there was kind of a busy texture going on, which I did not really like, and I decided to cover that up with a yellow color. I'm using the flash paint in lemon yellow, and it's not the most opaque a color. And here then I decided to add a little bit of the white acrylic paint that I've used for stamping before to make it more opaque. And I then decided I will add either 2 layers of paint to get the same yellow I have on the left, or just then go over with a gouache stick in that yellow color to make it look similar. And that's what I'm going to do. Once the acrylic paint is dry, I'm going to add that gouache stick over the top. The paint is still a little bit wet, so I decided to do a little bit more stamping. I'm stamping kind of a frame around my focal point with this number stamp from the Mix It Up number 7 stamp set. I think that's quite nice and just holds that focal point in place a bit, I feel. And I also didn't have any other texture on the background, so I thought kind of a script or writing or numbers would fit quite nicely. And here I picked the gouache stick. I love these. These are made for children and I use them a lot in my sketchbook. They are very opaque and cover up a lot of stuff and go over a lot of stuff. And they are not only for my sketchbook, they are also very nice for mixed media. And I added a little bit of that yellow to the top as well, so it goes all around the page. Yes, and I think that was everything I've done to that spread. I really like it. I'm happy how this turned out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. The only thing I'm doing is gluing down the piece with some craft glue. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope we will see us next time. Bye!